ugly things seniors do as they age that no one talks about. Have you ever noticed how some people grow older surrounded by warmth, friendship, and family, while others slowly become isolated and lonely? It's not always because of health problems or aging itself. More often, it's the small habits we develop over time, habits so subtle that we barely notice them. Little by little, they can push people away, drain our joy, and make life feel smaller than it really is. But here's the encouraging truth. These habits can be changed. Today, we're going to talk honestly about some of the most common behaviors many people develop after 50 or 60, and how to avoid them before they damage your relationships and peace of mind. As always, if you enjoy thoughtful conversations about aging well, purpose, and emotional wisdom, consider subscribing to After 60 Life Wisdom. This channel is here to remind you that the best chapters of life are still ahead. Now, let's begin. Tab 1. Becoming too negative or critical. Sarah never thought of herself as a negative person. She simply believed she was telling the truth. But over the years, her conversations slowly changed. She complained more often about her aches and pains. She criticized the younger generation. She watched the news and felt increasingly frustrated with the world. At first, it seemed harmless, but eventually, her family noticed something. Conversations with Sarah left them feeling emotionally drained. Her grandchildren stopped visiting as often. Friends kept their calls short. The truth is, negativity has weight. Even when our complaints are justified, people naturally move toward those who make them feel lighter, not heavier. As we age, it's easy to become critical. The world changes quickly. Technology feels confusing. Our bodies slow down. Things that once felt easy suddenly become frustrating. But if criticism becomes our default way of speaking, it quietly creates distance. Sarah eventually learned to shift her approach. Instead of beginning conversations with complaints, she started with gratitude. The sunset was beautiful yesterday. I had a peaceful morning today. Simple changes, but powerful ones. She also became more curious instead of judgmental. Rather than dismissing her grandchildren's interests, she asked questions. Tell me more about that game. What do you enjoy about it? And something beautiful happened. Her relationships softened. Conversations lasted longer. People wanted to be around her again. The energy we give to others often returns to us. 2. Ignoring personal appearance and self-care. There was a time when Sarah loved dressing well. She enjoyed fixing her hair, wearing her favorite perfume, and choosing outfits that made her feel confident. But slowly, she stopped trying. She stayed in pajamas all day. She skipped hair appointments. She told herself, why bother? Nobody cares anymore. But deep down, she no longer felt like herself. What many people forget is this: self-care is not vanity. It is self-respect. The way we present ourselves affects how we feel inside. When we stop caring for ourselves, our confidence slowly fades. Sarah noticed that when she began neglecting herself, she also stopped wanting to socialize. She felt invisible. So she made small changes. She started getting dressed each morning, even if she wasn't going anywhere. She brushed her hair carefully. She wore colors she loved again. And gradually, her spirit lifted. She felt more alive, more confident, more connected to the woman she had always been. Sometimes the smallest acts of self-care become reminders that we still matter. 3. Becoming stubborn and resistant to change. One of the quickest ways to become isolated in later life is refusing to adapt. Sarah resisted technology for years. When her children suggested texting or joining family group chats, she refused. If they want to talk to me, they can call. But eventually, the phone calls became less frequent. Family photos, updates, and funny moments were happening without her. Not because her family didn't love her, but because the world had changed, and Sarah wasn't willing to change with it. Many older adults fall into this trap. We become attached to what feels familiar and safe. But resisting every new thing can slowly disconnect us from the people we love most. Growth keeps the mind alive. You don't have to become an expert overnight, but staying open matters. Learn one new thing. Ask your grandchild to show you how an app works. Watch a movie they enjoy. Try instead of rejecting. When Sarah finally learned how to text, she discovered something unexpected: connection. Daily photos from her grandchildren, quick messages, little moments of love she had been missing. Sometimes staying connected requires staying willing to learn. Number 4, holding on to too much clutter. Sarah's home was filled with memories: old magazines, boxes of clothes, birthday cards from decades ago, drawers packed with things she hadn't touched in years. She told herself she might need them someday. But eventually, the clutter became exhausting. Cleaning felt overwhelming. She stopped inviting people over because she felt embarrassed. What she didn't realize was that clutter doesn't only fill a house, it fills the mind. Many people hold on to objects because they represent comfort, identity, or the past. But too much clutter can keep us emotionally stuck. Letting go is difficult, but it can also be freeing. Sarah started small: one drawer, one shelf, one box at a time. She asked herself simple questions. Do I use this? Does this still bring me joy? If the answer was no, she donated it or passed it on to someone else. And slowly, her home began to feel peaceful again. A lighter home often creates a lighter heart. 5. Losing patience with others. As we age, patience can wear thin. Sarah noticed it one afternoon at the grocery store. A young cashier was moving slowly, and she snapped at him in frustration. The moment she saw his face fall, she felt ashamed. He was nervous, probably new at the job, doing his best. And yet her impatience had hurt him. The reality is, impatience hurts us too. It increases stress, damages relationships, and fills everyday life with unnecessary anger. The next time Sarah saw that cashier, she smiled and encouraged him instead. You're doing a great job. His face lit up instantly. Kindness costs nothing, but it changes everything. Sometimes patience is less about others and more about protecting our own peace. Number 6, talking too much and listening too little. Sarah loved sharing stories. She had decades of wisdom and experience. But one day, her daughter gently admitted something painful. Mom, sometimes I don't feel heard. Sarah realized that during conversations, she was always talking, advising, interrupting, or turning the topic back to herself. She had forgotten how to truly listen. As people age, it's natural to want to share lessons from life. But connection isn't built only through speaking. It's built through listening. People want to feel seen, heard, understood. So Sarah changed her approach. She asked more questions. What's been exciting in your life lately? How have you really been feeling? And instead of interrupting, she listened fully. The result was immediate. Her conversations became deeper, warmer, and more meaningful. Often, the strongest relationships are built not on wise words, but on quiet attention. Number 7, refusing help and pushing people away. Perhaps the saddest habit of all is refusing help because of pride. Sarah had always been fiercely independent. She spent her life caring for everyone else. But one day, while struggling to carry groceries, a young man offered to help her. She refused, even though she desperately needed it. Later that evening, sitting alone at home, she realized something painful. Rejecting help was not making her stronger. It was making her lonelier. Many seniors fear becoming a burden, but accepting help gives other people the opportunity to express love and kindness. Human beings are meant to support one another. The next time someone offered assistance, Sarah finally said yes. And surprisingly, she didn't feel weak. She felt connected. Sometimes allowing others to help is one of the greatest gifts we can give them. Number 8, being too frugal to enjoy life. Sarah spent most of her life saving money. She skipped vacations, avoided restaurants, delayed small pleasures. Even though she had enough savings, she constantly worried about the future. Then one day, a friend invited her on a weekend trip. Her first instinct was to say no. Spending money made her uncomfortable. But deep inside, she asked herself an important question. What am I saving my life for if I never truly live it? Financial responsibility matters, but life is not only about preserving money. It's also about creating memories. Experiences nourish the soul in ways possessions never can. Sarah finally gave herself permission to enjoy life a little more. A nice dinner, a short trip, a hobby she had always wanted to try. And she realized something beautiful. Joy is not wasteful. Sometimes, after decades of sacrifice, you deserve to enjoy the life you worked so hard to build. Aging is not just about growing older, it's about growing wiser. And wisdom often begins with honest self-reflection. None of these habits make someone a bad person. They simply make life harder and relationships weaker if left unchecked. But every single one can be changed, starting today. So ask yourself gently, which of these habits have quietly entered my own life? Awareness is the first step toward transformation. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy conversations about aging with dignity, emotional wisdom, and purpose, subscribe to After 60 Life Wisdom for more videos like this. Remember, growing older is unavoidable. Growing bitter, isolated, or closed off is not. You still have the power to become warmer, wiser, kinder, and more connected than ever before.